Hello everybody, welcome along to the JACKOCAR Cup Series here for Season 3, Round 8 here in Italy. It is the throwback week, we all love this week, and yeah, Monza, it couldn't be a better place. I'm going to come to the own way, with me Jacko, can't wait for this one.
Yeah, good to have you back out after your little break, but myself and Bazza apparently did a very good job last week, according to the many people that have said that. We kept your seat warm, that's all that matters.
Yeah, sadly the PlayStation is still warm and making plenty of noise on its comeback as well. So, yeah, you can tell I'm back. You don't even need me to speak, you can just listen to the PlayStation. But we are here in Monza, a place where we had a bit of an upset last season, so we're sort of hoping we get another one of those varied races this season.
Indeed, of course, this last season... Sorry, let me just get the tweet out. This last season was the place of the second ever Joker win, which was OKK, after Kyle got one. And at the moment, we're on a string of 3 Joker wins in a row. There's 2 Jokers tonight, and arguably, both could win it. We'll tell them now, shall we? Kieran and Dexter are the 2 Jokers.
Yes. So that is where we're looking. It took them a while, didn't it? But they're finally starting to figure out this Joker stuff and making good use of it. So it is finally becoming the advantage we all sort of thought it would be when it all came into play. But yeah, we're waiting for the first car then to come out, replacing Brandon this week.
SD
Mats, who has he actually won JACKOCAR race before in other tiers? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he's already advanced to the playoffs in the Kia Series current season. He's also won Best Livery Award from one of the commentators on Tuesday night. They both picked one to go into a 4-car poll after tonight's race. So me and you have to pick our favourite liveries as well.
And we cannot pick him.
Look at that. No, he's already in there, along with Vitinho, who did a Force India inspired car.
But he is in a Jordan-inspired car, is SD Matt. So if you didn't see it, we will see it again. As you can see, he's getting ready to exit the pits. And yes, he's gone with the yellow Jordan. And as you can see, it's actually more sort of a golden yellow, isn't it, actually? But the black certainly does work. But I can see why it was entered in with the Benson and Hedges style livery. A classic.
He does have... sponsors on this car, but of course due to the unique nature in which Codemasters produce their games, you can't see it in multiplayer.
The polite way of saying it's rubbish, but yeah.
I didn't want to go there.
Well, you know I'm going to go there, so yes. It is a very nice car though. A very nice shade of yellow. There's not many shades of yellow that actually look that good, to be honest, in my opinion, but that is like top tier. Same as the Renault in 2016, really. It's the same sort of yellow as that. I've always had a soft spot for that golden yellow. I can definitely see why it's a hit.
And dare I say as well, the Renault from 2010 as well. That was a very nice shade.
Yes, as well. Yes, so it is a very good livery. Reminds us of many things, but will he be able to take it to victory tonight? First of all, he's got to get his lap done, and there's a few tricky spots on this track, especially here through Ascari chicane, where you can get it all wrong and have either an accident or an invalidated lap. Either way, if it goes wrong there, you're in trouble with your lap. But it doesn't, it doesn't end well through there. So you've got to nail that. And it's the issue because it's the most difficult corner of the track. It's right at the end of it as well. So if you're on a good lap, you're going to be feeling the pressure into there. So it is going to be interesting to see how they all handle it. But here comes SD Mats down towards turn 1 now. The heaviest braking zone. Plenty of people sitting into here, I suspect, tonight. Climbing on top of the curbs, trying not to lose the rear end on the exit, and then it's through the Curva Grande. He'll be sticking to the right hand side the whole way through here to get that shortest run to the Della Roja chicane. Another spot for overtaking tonight, just thanks to the long run and the nature of the track. No corner cutting there. He's certainly being careful, isn't he? Just to make sure he gets the lap done.
Yeah, he said to me earlier in the week, actually it was last week, he said, is there any chance that I can have another chance to prove myself in the Cup Series? I said, of course, because we're looking for reserves. And this was the first opportunity, so we got SD back in the car. And I think it's just a matter of him wanting to set a lap as we approach Ascari here. Much easier on a wheel than it is on the pad.
Oh, it's gone wrong. No, if he can just get it back on and set the lap time, he's alright. But as I said, if it goes wrong through there, you can see it for yourself. He's lost so much time. But luckily it's still valid, so as long as he gets to the line, since he starts so high up the leaderboard already in P3, it means anyone behind him at the moment who would have a bad lap, as long as he gets a lap done, he'd still be ahead of them. But yeah, that's the dangers of a Sky right there, and that's what I'm saying. It's so much
the
pressure.
Commentator as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's so much pressure at the end of the lap. That's what happens. But yeah, shame then to see that lap go to pot like that. But it does mean we can now move it on to Camo Babo, who is in an Arrows F1 car. No, we're trying to get a good angle this one. We're sitting on board with it at the minute, but I'm sure as he comes out of Ascari with no issues, we'll get a good look at it. Pretty much the same as SD Match, just we've got a different colour on it.
Just orange, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was always a fan of the Arrows livery, so as basic and as simple as it is, I quite like it.
I don't know. It's sort of, it's not orange enough for me. It's like it's more of a brownish orange, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's all right. Though. It's all right.
First Joker of the night is Kieran. 2 races and already lifted himself off the bottom of the table. As Camo Babo is having a nightmare. But certainly on the Joker tonight, it'd be very interesting to see what he can do, because he has shown a lot of pace, particularly at Silverstone.
Yes, indeed. And we've got with Kieran, he's got the 2012 Virgin, which of course was a Marussia at the time, wasn't it actually, the 2012? Difficult to recreate that one because there's no sort of slanted liveries on the game, but it's got the right colours. It looks nice enough as he crosses the line. He goes P2.
The wrong number. 32, that's mine.
Oh no.
Should be in the 25, so we'll have to email his mum about that.
Yes. Unfortunately, this is an invalid lap time, but you can easily tell which car it is, so I don't even have to tell you. If it would just give me a good camera angle of it, please. You'll see it in a second. We're sitting on board. It's green, it's blue, it's a bit of lime green as well. The 7-Up car, the Jordan 191. I can't lie to you, that might have already won.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. We're going to have to argue over which one of us picks that as the winner.
Which one of us gets to vote? Well, it's the Irish car, and everyone calls me Irish. I think I might take that anyway. But we'll see the rest of the liveries first. Let's not go
it's early days.
Too early on it, as it was a dreadful lap for me. He got it invalid and all sorts, so I mean, maybe it's bad luck charm. But anyway, here is Riley in a Red Bull testing livery. This being the 2018 Shakedown livery, run by Daniel Ricciardo. And we've already sort of seen this livery done this season, haven't we, before? So, sort of a Corey tends to be what he would have went for. All the ERT boys, in essence, really, with these colours. So we know they're good colours, and Riley making them work quite nicely. I do like them. Nearly loses it through the exit of Ascari. Still Camo Babo at the top.
I was just going to say, his entry into Ascari was poor. That's what did him there. Gave him a poor line for the second phase of it, but kept it together, unlike SD Mats. And into Parabolica we go for Riley. Comes up to the line. Should go P1 with this.
And he does.
He does.
P1. Now we've got Dexter coming up, and he is the other Joker, isn't he? So this is an important lap. Got to get this one done, and he is in a Mazda. So again, rubbish camera angles, but there it is. What do you think about this one?
I think the green is just slightly off, but I like the template. It works really well, and you can tell he's tried to replicate the Mazda from Le Mans.
Yeah, I do like that livery template, because it's got the different finish on it, hasn't it? It just makes it look really unique. Pretty much anything will look decent on it. So yeah, it's an alright livery. It has gone P4 as well with that lap, and then we move on to Risky, and he's in a Minardi.
I think it's the 04 Minardi. And they were sponsored by Ozjet.
Might be the 05 one, because the 04 one had tons of green on it for some reason. It was really ugly. But that would be the 2005 one, which is a slick car. and it goes P4. Nice enough livery. Yeah, it's a minority. I don't know what you can say about that one, really. Next one up, though, now this is an interesting one. HRT getting a bit of love. 2010 HRT. Yeah. Well,
by the way, Owen, Red Matt finally got a good race last week when you weren't here, so I'm just wondering if there's a connection there.
well, he's not
free in Monaco.
not helping himself in an HRT neither, is he? But
No.
to be honest, the 2010 HRT was always my least favourite one. The 2011 one was so ridiculous that I sort of love it in a way, and the 2012 car was just different. Oh, dear.
And he's out.
Both of the left-hand tyres destroyed. Pretty much the fate of HRT in one accident right there. Like I say, if he went for the 2012 one, he would have got some fireworks, but well. He knows for next time. Corey, yes, he's in an 86 Lotus 98T. Looks more like a Haas to me, though, from the front of it. But I tell you what, though, he's got the gold perfect.
He has. He's been getting wound up by a few people this week about it being the Rich Energy Haas. But
yeah,
it's meant to be Senna's Lotus.
it is more of a Rich Energy Haas, but you know what? It still looks nice regardless, because this title livery template just works. And yes, the gold really does work really nicely. It's hard to get a good gold on this game just because of the way deliveries are, but he's done it quite well, Corey, as he goes up into P3.
Dare I say only P3 as well, Owen.
Yeah. Now, Jordan.
Jordan telling me he can't take control of his car, so he may not come out.
Yeah, well, he hasn't come out. He would have been out there in a Renault 0306, 03 to 06, which of course you would have liked.
Yep.
But, oh well, instead we're going to look at a Super Aguri. Ooh.
We've never had a Super Aguri in Throwback Week.
Yeah,
Jake
well,
is the first. This is the Takuma Sato, Anthony Davidson Super Aguri, not the UGE Day one, or the Sakon Yamamoto,
see, it
or
looks
the
more.
Frank Montaghi one.
It sort of looks more like the 2006 one, to be honest. But no black or blue on it. You know, there was the little hints of that on those cars. But still, it's a nice enough car. But I don't think it's winning anything.
Is this not the car that Takuma Sato drove to P7 at Canada that time?
Oh, if he's got about the piece, if this is the 2007 one he's trying to replicate, then yes, it did. It might have been P6 actually, past Alonso, yes.
Yeah.
Sure, you loved that one, didn't you?
No.
Cost in the championship, that did. Takuma Sato cost Fernando Alonso a world championship. You won't hear all the people that say Alonso's God mention that one. As Jake comes to the line, it's P1.
And he has been a good qualifier recently.
Yes, we've already gone through over half the grid, and you can see there's a few that have struggled out there. So, yeah, not many laps on the board, actually.
Oh, and here's one you'll like. You always talk about the Earth Dreams car.
I
What
do
about
indeed.
OKK Dreams? He's invalidated.
He has invalidated, but we'll still have a look at it once we get out of Ascari.
This is last season's race winner from Monza.
Yeah, well, he's going to do some job to win from this season. He's going to be last, unless someone gets disqualified. I kind of like this. You see, I sort of prefer my own versions of it, to be honest, but it is nice. It is nice. I can see where he's going with it. It's nice, it's nice. It's good to see it get some love anyway. And next up we got Jamie. Now, this will be interesting. Looking forward to seeing this one. This is a 2000 Williams test livery.
And who drove it in that test?
I haven't got a clue.
Neither have I.
Probably, well, I'm sure Button probably would have had a run out in it. It was on Clyde 9. Was that where that interview came from? Jensen
no
Button?
idea.
Back when he had loads of spots on his face and looked really, really teenagery. It's kind of scary.
Not the world champion that he is today.
No. But no, this was the car he drove, although, well, actually, Button stuck the official 2000 car into the wall under safety car here on the run down to the Parabolica, so luckily Jamie hasn't done that. It's a nice little livery. The blue's a bit too light, though. It's a much deeper blue. Still, though, it's a nice livery. It's not a Lotus, okay? It's not a Lotus. 2010, so it's fine. It's fine. Thomas up next. He's purple in the middle sector apparently, and he is running in a Jaguar. Bit too white for me, but it certainly has got the colours though. But if you look at it from the front, can you see what I mean? It's just too white. That's the problem though. It's more a game issue though, where there's just no good livery templates. He's got the right colours on there, but oh, that might be his steering wheel braking, because he might well have gone P1 without that accident, because he was looking pretty quick, but he went straight on into the Armco on the way out of the final corner. I was worried my internet had gone there, but I reckon he might have just had a steering wheel failure. You know how this game is. They tend to break sometimes, and I think that might be what just happened there. What a shame that is, because that might have gone P1, that. The crash certainly didn't help. But still, P6 might well still stay in the top 10. Here's Khan on the final corner in what's apparently a 2004 McLaren. I think he was saying about the sponsors making it look a bit better. Unfortunately, the sponsors don't show up. So I would have expected they would all have been red sponsors. But still, it's a nice enough looking car. Just blame the game for that one, unfortunately, I guess. But he's gone P7.
And guess what this is next? The 91 car of Paul McGuinness.
Generic 2000 Ferrari. We'll claim it's a 2001 Monza Ferrari because there was a little bit of black on that one for 911, wasn't there? So we'll claim it's that one. I'm sure he'll turn around and say, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do the whole time. And he crosses the line.
And it was a red
P6.
Ferrari that won last year, OKK's Ferrari.
Yeah. P6 for Paul, not the worst lap in the world. We only have 4 more to go. First of those is Iceman. And he is also in a Lotus, except this time 2012, and it's pretty much exactly the same as Corey's.
Yeah.
It is. I wonder how that one's happened then. Oh, he nearly loses it though for Ascari. He's got that all wrong. But I'd say the gold isn't as good on this one. But that's
no.
So we're gonna have to try and figure this one out. How the hell we're gonna just please be a bad lap, you know? Don't line up side by side on the grid for Christ's sake. I mean, we.
It comes down to which car in real life did you prefer? So the Lotus or the Lotus? He's going to be right behind him. It's right. What about Arnold?
Yeah, that's Scotty Arnold, who is in 95 Golf Mirage. Well, he's got the colours right, certainly. And you see, I've never been actually, call me crazy, I've never actually been the biggest fan of those colours combined. I don't know. It's just something that never clicked with me. It's the same reason I probably don't like the McLaren this year. Just the orange and blue. Why, you know? But yeah, he's done a good job of it. He's used a nice template for it, at least. An exciting template. But will it go P1? That's a big question. It is still Jake sitting in P1 at the moment. And I can see a Khalifa livery right behind me, which I'm looking forward to looking at. But first of all, here is Arnold coming across the line. P1 by 4/10. Wow.
It's not Jake anymore, is it?
And well,
I sense that time will be beaten, sorry.
Well, we'll see if Carl can beat it in his Senna. Marlboro McLaren. Issue is again with the way the paint jobs are in this game, it looks more like an Alfa Romeo red than a Marlboro.
Oh!
But he has invalidated there. And that Marlboro red is displayed on the map as he's invalidated. That's a massive disappointment for him as he heads around the final corner. He'll finish the lap anyway. Let's see if it would have gone fastest. He would have had an 18.7 to beat. He's not going to finish the lap. It means he can focus on the only driver who's come out on the mediums. Khalifa, who is in 1992 Williams piloted to a World Championship by Nigel Mansell. It looks a bit too gold, but that's probably because it's all under the trees and stuff.
I think the yellow is slightly too dark, definitely.
Yeah.
But,
no. Oh!
Oh, he's wrecked.
He has. He's gone straight on in the second part of Ascari. That one looked really weird as well. Just like TC's, he just went straight. Because that, you know, he's corrected it, but having seen the way Khalifa drives, he doesn't crash like that. It's such a weird one. But here,
and before anyone asked, no, I did not message him to do that.
Well, here's the grid then. Here's the grid, because we only had 14 laps at the end of that, and it's Arnold who's on pole from Jake, Riley, Jamie, Camu Babo, Corey, Paul McGuinness, Iceman, Thomas, Cam, Kieran, Risky, Dexter, SD Mats. Like I said, finish the lap, you might still be ahead of a few drivers. He's ahead of 6 of them. Pete, Khalifa, Kyle, Redmat, Jordan, and OKK all had problems. And Thomas stuck it in the wall as well. Chaotic qualifying session.
2 jokers, where are they? Oh, I missed it on the stream as well.
We'll have a look on the grid, sure. But yeah, I'm interested to see what their excuses are for that, those 2 that had the accidents, because that did look really strange. Both of them. Both of the TCs and...
Khalifa's especially, I didn't see TCs, I will say that. I was trying to research who was driving that 2000 Williams. It was Ralph Schumacher and Jenson Button. I was just wondering if they had a test driver. Potentially somebody like Antonio Pizzonia. As a throwback name. The throwback week, how convenient.
I'm going to just quickly ask in the chat, just in case they have any excuses.
Speaking of chats, the YouTube chat, question from Bazza. Did you watch the race on Tuesday, and what was your favourite livery?
That one for you, I think, because I was otherwise engaged.
My favourite livery was mine. But I must admit, I did like Vitinho's Force India. I'm glad that was picked. And there was another one as well. I think it was Matt's McLaren. New God's McLaren was very nice.
Right then. Here we go. Away for the formation lap. Let's say this aren't out on pole. We're feeling pretty confident there. But with the Jokers around, 11th and 13th, they're a decent way behind. But they could well get into this at some point, just through the nature of being on the Joker. But it's a good thing this is a good track we're overtaking, so it's not as nailed on victory for Jokers today. I'm very interested to see how this one will pan out. When it comes to the tyres, the Joker drivers of Kieran and Dexter are starting on mediums. Khalifa sticking with what he would have went with if he had finished his qualifying lap, which was the mediums. Everybody else is on the soft compound tyres. Now let's see who has the better Lotus. You see, Iceman does have a lighter gold, and the 2012 Lotus, in all fairness, did have quite a light gold. So he's done well with his, and Corey's done well with his. But his just looks a bit more rich energy.
They are just ever so slightly different, aren't they?
Yeah.
The tiniest amount. Either way, neither of those are going to get my vote for favourite.
No.
I want to say Pete, but I'm interested to know who you're going to go with.
Well, I'm taking
Pete
one more.
as well.
I'm taking one more look for him. I called Pete straight away, in fairness.
Yeah,
maybe, what do you think about Jordan's one? I haven't given our thoughts on this one yet.
I'm just trying to get a good view of it.
Yeah, it's
He
difficult,
hasn't
isn't it?
quite got the colours
No, it
to
doesn't.
match, has he?
The yellow's almost a greenish yellow, and the blue is almost too bright.
It's too light. Too light, yeah.
The whole thing's too bright, so we're definitely going with his.
It reminds me more of a 2003 Renault.
Well, he did say 2003.
With the less sponsors, yeah, true. OKK's Earth Dreams car actually looks quite good, now I see it on track. We've got Thomas, who I didn't see on his lap.
Oh, this is difficult. I think, like I say, I'm going to go with Pete, because I called it straight away. Pete was a thing of beauty. It's a shame I can't go for SD Max as well again, because it really does. It's a stunning livery, that one. It really is. It's perfect. But yeah, I'd go with Pete. To be fair, Khalifa's seeing it again. It does look really nice. I know the colours are slightly wrong, but gold and blue together with a hint of white in there, it does look quite nice. But listen, you know who I'm going for. I'm going with Pete. You go whoever you're going with.
I'm going to have to come back to you on that during the race as I see him come around, but in the meantime I'm going to hand it right over to you.
Well, here we go. One of the longest runs down to turn one of the entire season. The lights are coming on. We've got Arnold on the right, we've got Jake on the left. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing in Monza. Lot of slipstream potential down towards turn 1, but the front two seems to be keeping it all clean. Are we going to see a dive bomb into turn 1 from anybody? We do have Jake on the inside. If he puts his nose in, he might have a good chance of taking the lead. It's all about the exit though. Here we go, side by side. Bit of action further back as well, but let's go on board with Jake. You can see he's got a good run. He's on the inside, but if he can get right near it to the downward chicane, that'd be very impressive indeed. And it's a bit of wheel banding as well. On board now with Arnold. There's the car behind going in. Can he hold on to the lead? Yes, he can. And that would have slowed up Jake quite a lot. And in fact, it's actually giving Corey a good chance of going up the inside of Riley, up into P3, and now Riley has crashed into him and broken his front wing. Further behind, we've got some side by side Paul McGuinness and Camu Babu. I think there might have been a little bit of contact there. Paul McGuinness nearly into the gravel trap.
There's no damage for Riley, by the way, just checking Tats there.
Are you sure?
A bit of, honest, well, I'm going based off of Tats.
It's, look at him. Half his wings missing. He's being overtaken in Ascari, right outside by Paul McGuinness. And Camu Babu's broken even more front wing off Riley as well. His car's been absolutely destroyed on this first lap. Yellow flags for Dexter. We got a safety car. Now, Riley's front wing is sufficiently damaged, I'd say, to warrant a pit stop. So that might well actually work out quite well for him.
Yes, unfortunately, we can't prove it on TAS at the moment, but
it's proven on screen.
Yeah, he will have that on his HUD, so I imagine he will pit here.
And he does indeed. So, Riley gets away with it then. It was unfortunate, a piece of contact. It was in the middle of being overtaken. Now, it doesn't really seem there was much you could do about the damage anyway. But yeah, Dexter, Joker driver, out of the race. And Kieran, the other one, according to the game, is down in 14th place. Although, he's 9th, isn't he? For some reason the game says he's 14th, but I'm pretty sure he's 9th, actually.
I've got Pete down as P9 on my screen.
I do as well, but you can see that the car ahead of him is Kieran. And the order's just fixing itself now. I think I might sort itself because... Oh no, it's meant to itself even more. Now SD Max is 12th. Oh, I have no idea what the order is. We'll just give it a minute. Don't you just love this game?
Oh,
what's the order, man? Right, I think it's sorted itself out. So, yeah, he's 12th is Kieran.
Looking at Riley, he's now essentially put himself onto a Joker strategy.
Yes.
We've lost Dexter, but we've gained Riley. He'll be making one more stop with Kieran.
Riley,
everybody else on 2 stops.
Riley, who was much faster in qualifying, it has to be said, than the other Joker driver. So, I mean, if you can get some overtaking done, we know you can do overtaking from the back of the grid after a safety car. He did it in Mexico last season. Mind you, it was all illegal because it was from a legal pit stop. But the point is, he showed he could do it.
Yes, so, and it was good to see him back in the top 3 in qualifying. He is a good qualifier.
Yeah, this is it's a good opportunity for him because he'll be on the sauce at the end of the race as well. So he will be right up there, I think. And he has now caught for the train. It is still lap 2, by the way. It's not lap 3 just yet. Unless we've just missed a lap somewhere. But I'm expecting that just to tick over to lap 3. Yes. What a game, huh? What a game. OKK has got a penalty, by the way. Not too sure what for. It must be a collision of the safety car because he's got a broken front wing and he has got a 5-second time penalty. Unfortunately for him, the damage isn't enough to warrant a pit stop, and Jordan's got a big X over his name. Has he DC or...?
Yeah, and Jordan also in my DM saying he cannot rejoin currently.
That's a shame.
So I think he is very much in the mud, as the kids say these days.
Well, you've got an opportunity now to have another look at these liveries, haven't you?
Yes, at slower speed.
Yes.
I did pick out Dexter on the grid, potentially.
Nah, it's a shame we can't look at him now.
Yeah, I have to refer to the picture. Roy, J. Luke, McGuinness, he's retained his top 10 start.
Isn't it quite handy?
He's 6. I do like camos, it's so simple.
Yeah, it is one of the simple ones that work. For me, though, it's just his orange is a bit more... It's like a brick orange, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just not the right orange for me.
Don't have a very good angle of this one. Minardi.
Kieran's does it quite nice, to be fair. The more I'm sort of looking at it. Simple as well.
He's done a fairly decent job considering.
Yeah. But we are about to go racing again. But still, look at the Khalifa's, man. If I could give a second vote, I'd give it to him. But it is up to you who you give a vote to. But mine is definitely on Pete.
I can hear into the future. Everyone's saying it's rigged if I pick Khalifa, so we won't go down that route.
It's a good point, actually.
You know what?
Kyle's,
I'll say
Kyle's is quite nice.
OKK's looking good for it, for my pick.
Right, well, I think we're racing again. I think Arnold's jumped the whole pack there. Look at that. He's got over a second clear, straight into the pit lane. How many more are going to follow him? I think we've got quite a few into the pits. As we go racing once again, it's Jamie who leads the race. Now, I wonder if he's going to stay out just to get the playoff point. What lap is the playoff point?
Great question. 7 and 14, I believe.
Yeah, he might well just stick out for that.
7 and 13.
Yeah, let's see if he stays out for that one. I'm sure someone will. But those pit stops, Riley, as you can see, is absolutely miles ahead. He's miles clear of Arnold. He's about 12.5 seconds. That
You know what?
might
Don't
not
rule
have been
him
a
out.
good idea to pit that early. I guess they maybe weren't aware of the pit stop, as Cam has, I think, overtaken Thomas up into P4. But yeah, Riley making that pit
Struggling
stop.
behind Jordan's AI here, that's the only problem he's got.
Well, I'm expecting he'll get past now as Khalifa passes Kieran. Jordan's car, always a bit unpredictable to pass the AI, but he is through up into P12. But yeah, Riley is in such a nice position right now.
He's right behind the Joker of Kieran as well.
Yeah, the Jokers now. That will encourage Kieran as well to see just how far back they all are. Oh, he's broke his front wing now. Kieran's got a broken front wing.
Yes, he does. 38%.
He's not going to pit though, he's going to stick with it, but that might help Riley even further. That accident might have been the best thing that could possibly have happened to Riley today, because he's already back up into P8. Won't be too long before he's leading this thing.
Don't forget he was blessed last season in Brazil. He went on to win the championship race. Obviously not the championship, that all happened behind him, but he didn't care. Picked up a win.
Well, a win tonight would put him obviously into the playoffs for certain.
It would disrupt the playoffs massively, Owen.
But Arnold, let's see how quickly he can close up on him, because it's annoying that Jordan's car's there, because it's sort of, I mean, you can't keep an eye on the gap, but I think he's already gained about 1.5 seconds Arnold on that first out lap alone. So this certainly will be close, I think. As Risky and Pete go for it. Pete's up into P3 now.
That would have been orchestrated, that one. Pete, very confident coming into this race. He says he can win this.
Well, he's got quite the mountain to climb, unfortunately, just with the way the Jokers and Riley are at the moment. But right now, it does look like they're staying out, these guys, on the softs. Jamie controlling the race. A bit further behind, though. Khalifa looking to get by Red Matt, but Red Matt's busy trying to get by Risky as well, so we could get a freeway scrap here for P4. As Red Matt running outside, Khalifa follows. And Risky might not have been expecting the Williams liveried car there to come through, but he has recovered well to stay ahead on the exit. But now Khalifa will get that slipstream back again, as will Risky.
Risky's still on pad, by the way, don't forget that. Not used to pad.
And look at that, Khalifa's had another wee look on the inside as Corey gets himself a penalty for multiple warnings. We're pointing out that who had the 5 second penalty earlier? Whoever it was had taken it now. OKK, yeah, so he's taken it. He's right at the back, but it is taken, so we got another safety car right back in, nothing to worry about. Khalifa can't get by Risky just yet. Just saying as well that there's Arnold getting past Jordan, but behind this, Paul McGuinness has got quite a train behind him. He's going to have a lot of cars all over because of the DRS train, and so he's going to be doing a good job to stay ahead of all that at the moment. Because if he did, he might be looking at being about a net P4. Just depends on how everyone's undercuts or overcuts are as Camo Babo pits. What were you shouting about that?
Iceman was pretty much sideways coming out of the exit of Scary there behind Paul. Just about kept it facing
Giving it
the
a
right
roll.
way.
Oh,
Yes.
Khalifa into the back of Risky. No damage, but he has got a squirrely rear end as he tries to recover some of the lost time.
You could tell Risky's not as confident on pad as he is with his will. Braking much earlier. It's just catching Khalifa out at the moment because Khalifa knows he's a better driver than this normally.
Jake pushed onto the grass by the AI car. It's just so difficult to judge what they are going to do, and luckily Jake stayed in the race with that one because you can so easily spin out of it in that situation. Paul McGuinness will be next onto the scene, and hopefully the AI doesn't give him too much trouble because, like I say, he's got enough to worry about behind him as he kicks up some dirt on the exit of the Zella Roger chicane. And Khalifa still all over the back of Risky but finding no way through, and Jamie is exiting the final corner any minute now. Do you know, he's got a 6.5 second lead. He probably could hit the pit lane now and still get that playoff point.
Yep.
Let's see if he does.
Exactly right.
Let's see if he does. Just see if Pete stays out and maybe tries to nick it from him. No, he hasn't.
Jake got it.
Jamie did get it.
But Pete will lead his first lap this season.
Khalifa pitting a bit earlier than I would have expected on these mediums, but I suppose you can get 2 stints of the sauce to the end quite easily anyway. As Riley now gets past Kieran, that is significant. That means he is now the highest running driver who hasn't got to make any more pit stops. And he's only, what, 4 or 5 seconds off the lead of the race now. He is comfortably in position to win this thing as it stands. But a safety car opens it right up again as Thomas is getting through the AI car. They're all trying to scrape through the AI car. In fact, a bit of contact as well as SD Mats squeezes through. Camo Babo's come out right behind all of this as Cam goes side by side with Iceman down towards Zero chicane. Will there be any contact? Not quite, but Iceman's had to really cut the corner, and he's onto the gravel as well as Cam easily gets through in his McLaren-inspired car. I must say, I'm loving these cars at the moment. They really are.
Yeah.
It's fresh, isn't it? It's lovely. I'm enjoying these. As
It's nice to
Mats.
see everybody make an effort as well.
I know, they really are. It's just great to see them all racing, like, as SD Mats, who's running outside of Thomas now, and Iceman's trying to climb all over the back of Cam through Ascari. Difficult place to make a move at the best of times.
He fits.
And yes, Pete has pitted. That leaves only a handful of drivers yet to pit. I think there's only about 3 of them. Yeah. Well, sorry, Jordan's not here, so we won't count him, but we've got Kieran, who only has to make 1 stop, then Risky and Redmat, who have to pit twice. Oh my goodness, so he's done quite well to pull away from that train now as they fight away and continue to fight as Pete comes back out onto the track. And what is he seeing down towards turn 1? He's seeing Iceman going up the inside, and there's a arm around the outside as well. SD Maps, 3 wide, front wing damage for SD Maps.
Just go on board with Kyle and look in front of you. There's a massive train of cars.
And look at Pete trying to get involved. He's got such a run. He really went into the side of Corey. Now trying to find a gap to get by Thomas, and he's got boxed in as Corey goes up the inside, and there's a few accidents in there. Front wing damage for Thomas and for Corey. I think there's more front wings flying as potentially Camo Babo involved. No, wasn't it? I think actually might have been Khalifa's front wing that has gone missing. What
Corey,
about Kyle?
TC, SD, Cam,
Yeah, Kyle
and
as well.
Kieran.
Kyle as well, losing some front wing.
Yeah,
So
and
a
Kyle.
lot of damage done at that second chicane. 4 cars damaged in 1 go at the very least.
But
That's
Pete kept his
helping.
nose clean.
Yeah, Pete, it is certainly helping him quite a lot. He's got to be careful now not to run to the back of Corey because he'll be quite slow in this section. And we've got a slow run out there from Thomas as well, who's really going to be struggling to defend a few positions now. Where's Pete going to go? He's up the inside of the 2 of them. So unlucky to get through there with there being a Singapore style accident there from 2017. So easy to happen, but Pete's gone through that whole pack. And look how many are pitting now. It's such a shame to see that train breaking up by such an
Look at the
accident.
run from Khalifa.
Oh,
Corey's
Corey,
retired.
he's in the pit
All
lane.
on the pit lane.
Yes, I'm surprised they're not going to call a safety car for that. Because, well, let's see. They might give it a second. But I think they're alright. Hold on, I don't tend to see them hitting the pit wall too often. Although it did happen in LR3 once, and it was really funny when it did happen. Or LR5, I should say. Huberto Mancini it was. Stuck it in the wall here.
There's an old name. Throwback names coming out.
Indeed. It's very funny. We did laugh at him quite a lot. Because we were on the pits watching his qualifying lap and he abandoned it, and he for some reason forgot there was a wall there, so he just went head first into it. It was a pathetic little accident. But yes. Throwbacks. Lots of throwbacks. No,
I'll tell you what else. We'd love to see Nick Egan in chat, One Hub Racing owner. Khalifa's so far down the order, I can't even see him.
It's 10th, mate. Anyway, Jake, I think, was overtaken by Jamie, by the way. We didn't really see it happening, but Jamie making some nice progress at the minute on those tyres. Fresher than the rest around him. And Arnaud now only about the 8 seconds off the race lead, so he's making alright progress. It could be better, but he is getting there. Kyle, is he into the pits? He is, yep, for his front wing change. And Khalifa is trying to go back past Pete into turn 1. Nearly wheel-binding. They will wheel-bind now, surely. Ah, Pete's giving him too much room. He's giving him too much respect there. The man's got front wing damage. And
is that Khalifa?
Yeah, well, Khalifa, we already knew he had that front wing damage, so I'm surprised Pete gave him that much respect, really. But he is through Khalifa into P9. Happy enough then to keep racing along despite going to the gravel there. He is making progress.
Oh, Iceman sideways out of Lesmo too. His car is so loose tonight. Don't know if you caught that. I was on board with Cam and I saw Iceman doing a Lewis Hamilton from 2009.
Oh,
almost, yeah, but not quite.
Well, it's not too late for that to happen to anyone yet. We've still got a long way to go in this race. Only lap 11 out of 27, and again, Iceman rear end sliding. But yeah, it must be said, unpredictable order at the minute, because there is so much that's yet to happen with Jamie and Arnaud both looking very fast. And we're not even at the halfway stage of the race yet. Yeah, we're in for quite the finish, I think. We're in for quite the. Is that a pit stop for Khalifa? It is. So he, despite passing, Pete wasn't happy enough to continue.
He's preparing himself for a potential safety car. Get it out of the way.
Good point, actually. Yeah, that might be what he's doing. As he sticks on a fresh set of the soft compound tyres. Many moves happening right there. And Cam still staying close to Iceman. They're certainly liking their corner cuts. They seem to be getting away with quite a few of them at the minute. I don't know if you've noticed that. They're through all the chicanes really going for it and just cutting them. I'm sure it'll catch up with them eventually. There are a few penalties out there, as you can see, for Pete, Camero, Risky and OKK.
Yeah, like I say, my eyes are firmly fixed on Iceman. Just he's pushing so much, I just feel like he might become a victim.
Yeah, well, it was in the lessons that he struggled the most, wasn't it? He really was so sideways, even on this lap as well, was really struggling through Lesmo 1 in particular.
So the lead runner on the 2 stops is Max. As well, along with Kyle, Khalifa and Thomas.
Not really that representative though, because there was a front wing change involved in that. It's more really when we see the rest of them pit later on. But again, safety car puts him back into it as Red Matt up the inside in his HRT passes the Jordan. And Camero Webber might fancy getting involved as well. In his arrows, not much room on the inside, and he touched the grass as well. That doesn't help his cause in the slightest. And Pete will get away with it. Struggling for pace now is Pete.
I put a lot of practice into this race. He says his best chance to win a race is one of the next 5, including tonight. I think he might have to come back next week and see what he can do at Zandvoort.
Indeed. This isn't quite working out for him at the minute, unfortunately. The penalty, like I say, doesn't help either, but he is struggling for the pace. You can see already how Redman just effortlessly pulling away. And he struggles for a Ascari, look at him.
Pete's last race win come here as well. All the way back in season 1.
It's amazing that it's been that long. Are you sure he didn't win anything last season?
Well,
in his playoff run, because he had a real
Austria,
go.
But obviously Risky had the penalty removed.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of. Maybe I just forget he lost that one, but he was in the playoffs for so long. In it right to the last lap of Canada, and he bends it.
Had he not binned it, he would have made it to the championship race and would have been given a shot at the title in Brazil. Such a shame. I think he was confused by the timings was beat, and that's why Camo Babo ended up advancing through that final playoff round +1 over Risky.
Oh, Cam has finally got by Iceman into Lesmo 1, and Arnaud is overtaking Kieran. 6.1 seconds behind the race leader then. He knows he's going to. He's halved the gap. Riley, by the way, did get that playoff point at the end of the last lap, and Iceman's come back at Cam. So all that time being patient, waiting for the mistake at K, and he didn't take full advantage. So it's Cam. I'm assuming it's a mistake, because it was weird to see the pass into Lesmo 1. You would have suspected there would be an issue in the chicane that led to that. Paul McGinnis got a penalty as well, by the way, as Kieran makes his pit stop. His one and only pit stop, remember? He'll be hoping for a safety car to come out any second now, really.
Oh, it'd be perfect for him, wouldn't it?
Front wing as well would really, like I say, be just perfect for a safety car.
But the undercut is preferred here, as there's a crew behind coming out to make a pit stop for Cam.
Yeah. He's going to be held, isn't he?
No,
sorry, the crew behind, sorry, yes.
Different box, yeah.
Front line for him as well, is it, Cam? I don't know where he was struggling a bit. But where's Kieran going to come out? Look at all the free air that Kieran has got to himself now. That is going to help him out nicely.
Free air is an absolute bonus at Monza as well.
He'll be happy that whole pack ahead is so close as well. From Red Mat down to Risky, there's potential for incidents to really occur and all that. So he'll be waiting for that safety car to come out now, really. Wonder when Arnaud's going to pit though, because he's quicker than Riley at the minute. Who does he focus on? Riley? Kieran? What does he do? Because surely Kieran will be much quicker than him. He doesn't want to get himself caught out by the undercut.
He'll be much quicker, but don't forget he had that wing change as well. So Arnaud should beat Kieran out.
I guess it depends on many laps. He says so. He's out there doing 22s.
J-Luke goes from early stop.
Yeah, very early, but it's again undercut. Well, actually, that might give us a good indication of sort of whereabouts Kieran will end up. Look how slow his crew is, though. What's all that about? Has he got a penalty? Did he have a penalty?
Who, J-Luke?
Jamie, yeah. Because his pit crew were a good 5-10 seconds late to him there. It was a weird one, that. He'd be furious
a late call.
He'd be furious about that. I don't know.
He's behind Kieran.
Yeah. Might well have been ahead of him, you see, if he had a proper pit stop. But yeah, that's what's Kieran's lap then, because, it just gives an idea, because yes, Arnaud's, gained from the pit stop because of the front wing change, but if Kieran's going around 2 or 3 seconds that quicker, that'll balance itself out quite quickly. And it wouldn't be out of the question to be in sort of the 20s at the moment. What is the fastest lap? Let's have a look. 20.4 for Khalifa, so you'd expect Kieran to be in the 20s. And that would be going round about 2 seconds a lap quicker than Arnaud. So 3 or 4 laps, he'd make that time all back up again. But I think Arnaud's in the pits now, he is indeed.
Yeah. Just thinking to myself, much like what Khalifa did in Hungary in that pool win, surely Arnaud, if he's got any sense, he's going to let Riley win. It's like we mentioned earlier, Riley in the playoffs is a big disadvantage to the likes of Jake, OKK, Corey, Brandon, Red Matt, because that cut line is so close. Riley, who's much further back, I think he's 15 points or so off the cut line. Kieran will get past Jake, by the way.
Yeah. There's Arnaud ahead.
It would be massive, a Riley win here. Just wonder if Arnaud is thinking about that in the back of his mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing for Arnaud. He's now doing the undercut, of course. So he will gain. Well, we've already sort of seen Jake was going around, or not Jake, sorry, Kieran was going around about 2 seconds a lot quicker than what Arnold was doing before he pitted. Riley would potentially be going even slower. If let's see what Riley's last lap was. Yeah, he'd be going about 3 seconds a lot quicker. Arnold.
He has to pit now. He has to pit this lap.
He absolutely has to pit because he's too slow and he is pitting. But this will still be a bit closer. Arnold's not even that much traffic either, so you know, this is working out quite nicely for Arnold. The win is still looking good for him, it has to be said, but we know what Riley's like. He won't give up a win. No way. So let's see.
Arnold enters Parabolica now, stuck behind Risky. This could be Riley's saving grace. Paul McGuinness also in the pits.
The DRS will help though now, because he'll get a properly nice run down towards turn 1. There is Riley exiting the pitch. You can see him just in the distance there. It is a big gap of about 3 seconds.
I think he's alright.
But 3 seconds, you know, that's been halved from about 5 before, because it's still going down. It's now balancing itself out, just under 3 seconds. 10 laps for Arnold to catch and pass Riley. He's got plenty of ERS as well. He's got more than Riley in front of him. That does feel like it's a little bit inevitable, don't you think?
We'll keep our eye on it. It's good to see Kieran has actually managed to get back on the podium, or in the podium places. I know J-Luke had his problems.
Well, this is the sad thing for Kieran. If he didn't have to change that front wing, he'd be leading it.
He would. Khalifa, despite everything, has made his way back to P6.
Yes.
I thought that one earlier, would you? He was down in P17.
As we said though, Jake is right on Kieran though. He is giving him a good run. Arnold's half the gap, by the way. He's going to be past Riley very quickly, I think. So Kieran could still have a chance at P2. It feels that it'll be more like a race for P2 at this rate.
Yeah.
But here comes Jake. He wants P3. And he's just about got enough ERS to go for it down towards turn 1. I think Kieran had a little more ERS to be able to fight it, but I guess he didn't see a point on the straight. Thought about it into turn 1 but decided against it. So Jake will now be chasing after the top 2. Let's see how far he can get. Has he got the pace to go for the win? We'll find out.
Back to form for Jake as well. Not had the best of it the last few races.
This would be his first podium, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Oh, he's made a mistake.
Oh.
Kieran's going to go up the inside at Lesmo 1. Never
Commentator's mind. Curse there for
we'll
you.
We'll stop talking.
Full effect. Both of us there.
For the gap to Riley though. Oh no, within a second.
Here comes Jake again, he's through. Didn't last too long, that one. I think Kieran's more focused on the main straight actually, potentially, because he wasn't using any ERS to defend. He'll have a much better chance at the turn 1, but Jake's already pulling away. Let's see Arnold. I'm expecting this to be the fastest lap as well on his first flyer after exiting the pits. Let's see. Oh no, not fast. It's nowhere near fastest lap actually. Maybe just biding his time. Doesn't want to kill the tires too early, just wants to make sure he gets his man. That's what's important to him at the minute. Here comes Kieran, outside of turn 1. Didn't have enough confidence to fully send it there. But still has more ERS than Jake in front of him, so as long as he can stay in the ERS range, there's still a chance he'll stay in that fight. Meanwhile, Red Matt's down the inside of Camu Babu into turn 1. And on the exit of turn 2, he will be up into P9. And Cam and Risky, those two have been glued together, and there's front wing damage for Cam now. That's a shame.
Oh, now it's going to go for it. Yellow flags.
Oh, right outside. He was thinking about it, Arnold. I think he might have noticed the disconnected car of Jordan there. But you know what? That might help Riley out because he might just about get the DRS. Let's see, the detection point. Oh, he doesn't get it. There it is there. Oh, that's going to frustrate Riley a lot. But here comes Arnold. This is the move that we've been waiting for. He's had to close 12 seconds from when he made his first pit stop till this point now. And here he goes, down towards turn 1. Riley, will he defend it? It's all going to be about that braking zone. Round the outside goes Riley into turn 1. He's still in the track position. I'm sure he'll throw stuff down the inside. Give maybe a bit too much respect there. This is JACKOCAR. You can be more aggressive in that situation. But he still has an alright run. He might well pull into the slipstream now of Arnold. But he isn't using his ERS, and that does mean that Arnold is leading the Italian Grand Prix.
And you know what, before this race we were not expecting Arnold to be a factor in this race, but he is. Tell you what, we weren't expecting Riley or Jake to be up here either, but they are.
Well, I did say we might get some sort of upset results. It's not as much of an upset as last season, but it's still certainly a surprise result to see this many good cars sort of having difficult days, but we don't mind it. We like this. It's fine. But let's see what Riley can do about Arnold now, because he used that first DRS zone to keep close, but the second one, I'm sure... Oh, well, sorry. Well, yeah, the first DRS zone towards turn 1, you know what I mean. DRS towards a sky to stay close, DRS towards turn 1 to go for a move, but he's gone really, really wide into the parabolica, and that might cost him, actually. I think it has cost him. Yeah. I don't think he'll be able to close that gap. That's a shame. But let's see, will he maybe dive bomb him? If he got that last...
Riley.
If he'd got that last corner right, you know, he would have really been there, but he didn't.
The important thing is, Owen, he's staying with him.
Yes.
No, Arnold is somewhat faster. Riley is still within that second, and I think we could have a battle to the end here.
Well, Riley's still got more ERS actually, so that is useful. As Red Matt, I think, has passed Iceman to turn 1 in his HRT colours, passing the Lotus 2012. And that was
a Jake has walked away from Kieran now, finally.
Yeah, he's now starting to close on the leaders. Is there enough time for him, though, to get there in time? Did he waste too much time fighting against Kieran? Was that mistake when he first got past? It cost him about a second, possibly just a step too far. He'll be hoping these two fight. Riley's now got a penalty, and he's really binned it as well, so he might have a little bit more incentive to go and try and pressure Arnold into some mistakes. Cajman, Jake will be loving to see that penalty. P2 now on the cards for him at the very least. Let's see what these top two do. Half a second separates them. I always go on about that gold in the 4/10, but let's see. When he gets to the DRS, so it is about the 4/10. And has Riley got enough in the tank to go for the lead once again? Arnold, having seen that penalty, probably wouldn't have defended it too much, but Riley didn't want to go for the move. For some reason.
It's very unlike Riley, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, he's got nothing to lose now because, you know, he's not going to get the win if he sits there all day. Maybe he's worried about losing second place, but at this point, just go for it, you know?
I wonder how good Riley's memory is as well, because if you remember, think back to China and last lap, also Monaco last week, where we allow drivers to be a fair bit more aggressive with their moves. Well, is he saving it for that final lap?
If he does it on the final lap, it's too late. That's the problem. How many warnings does Arnold have? Let's have a very quick look. 2 warnings, I think. 1 on this lap, actually. So, you know, there's a potential of a penalty there, but I think Riley would want to be the car ahead. Get ahead and slow him up a little bit. But, yeah, he risks a lot, and he's risking a lot on that final corner as well. And he's used all the DRS to boot.
And Jake is only 2 tenths outside that penalty window now.
Not quite what Riley wanted. I think he's going to have to go for the move now. Down towards turn 1. He's locked up, gone wide, hasn't got the move done. Kyle up into P11, passing Camo Babo, and Camo Babo's got some front wing damage, I think, on the left hand side. He's going to be into the pit lane. Yes, he is.
Here's a stat for you, Kyle. 23 races entered and 23 top 10 finishes, currently under threat.
Well, with all the penalties in front of him, I think he might still potentially have a chance. He has to just make 3/10s, but on those older tyres, slower older tyres, yeah, you might be right. He might well lose that chance to get the point, or not the point, the top 10. I'll remember one day it's points for everyone.
An unblemished record for Kyle. 23 from 23. Nobody else has done it
Yeah, I mean, that includes races even like Austria last season where he had a complete disaster class. He always manages to get there, but look at Riley now. He's all over the back of Arnold. 0.2 of a second the gap. Surely now he's going to have a look and go for this race win. Or at the very least, take the lead and see what happens. Here he comes. Arnold, he knows what's coming. He can see on his screen that 3-second time penalty for Riley. He's probably not going to fight this one too hard, and Riley on track is back into the lead here at Monza. Now, will Arnold keep his cool? Will he avoid the temptation to go for this? Will he get a penalty for corner cutting? That's what he's worried about. That's what we're waiting to see. He's got a lot of VRS though. I mean, he might still fancy passing him back, but is it too much of a risk? What is Riley going to do? Is he too unpredictable? Will Arnold be boring here? He's already letting Riley pull away quite quickly though. It's already 0.7 of a second. I'd be surprised if the Dutchman can make 3 seconds in that time, but one lap fresh retired, you just never know what it'd be like on the final lap. Anyway, so look at Khalifa on his tyres. See, they're much older than the ones around him, and I think he's trying to struggle for pace a little bit. Kyle still not quite within that 3-second window of Pete, who is all over the back at Iceman. So those two could slow each other up, but certainly right now, yeah, Kyle, as you say, not getting that top 10 that he would be wanting. And Arnold not getting the penalty that Riley would be wanting either. He's only got 2 more laps to hold on to this, has Arnold. And Jake not quite in that 3-second window. He's got to find another sort of 0.8 to close within Riley's 3-second window, so that might be a struggle as well.
Arnold's going to be in a couple of minds here. Does he go for the win, or does he let Riley into the playoffs? He has that power. He can make his playoff life far, far easier.
Riley's really slow at that first chicane though. Here comes Arnold, not using any of his ERS, and that is going to slow both of these two down, and Jake will be looking at a P2 finish in a minute if they keep driving as slowly as this at the moment. Arnold sort of cutting it close with the chicane there. A bit of a cut, nothing too dramatic, but he's certainly, you know, yeah, cutting it close. I mean, a very silly mistake of him, wouldn't it, to get a penalty at this stage? But look at him, he's all over the grass. He's really, you know, he's not playing this as smart as you would maybe expect.
Not for a man who's won 6 races in JACKOCAR.
Yellow's ahead. That is Camo Babo, potentially looking to give it the DRS to someone, or maybe he just had a mistake. Here comes Arnold.
Riley is his teammate.
Here comes Arnold. He might just fancy passing now because he's got enough to do so. It's an easy move to make. He would probably still like to win the race on track. Here he goes.
1 lap to go, not sponsored by Credit One Bank. I have to say that legally.
Yes. Here we go.
Arnold to the lead.
Arnold into the lead. Yeah. For Ascari, we had another victim. Look at Riley all over Arnold and nearly spinning him off. Oh, he's lost the back end. And what about Jake? What about the gap now? It's under 3 seconds. It's nearly 2.5 seconds. And that might well have cost Riley second place. What does he do now when he gets to that final DRS zone? What does he do? Because now it really is all or nothing. Because he's either finishing first or he's somehow managing to get a win out of this. And I don't quite know how he's going to get that win now. With 2 guys around him, it's not quite going to happen for him today, Riley. A real shame. Got lucky, you could argue, as Canada's retired car parks up. Or is it retired, actually? Oh, is he punctured? No, he's just been off the track. Just been off the track. I thought he retired, but no, he's just been off.
Oh, Riley, so wide in Ascari. Arnold starting to look home and dry. Catchman looking at P2.
Yep.
Kieran, a disappointed day out. That wing change is what's done him. But it's going to be Arnold for the final time in Parabolica, Owen.
Here he comes. Arnold had to make a lot of time up. 12 seconds he had to make, but he made it, and he made it in style. Arnold wins the Italian Grand Prix. Jake takes second place, his first podium in JACKOCAR. Congratulations to him. And Riley comes home in P3 with Kieran summing himself. Oh my god. That's just horrifying. But yes, he crashes there, sort of sums his day up, really struggled out there. with the front wing, and that's costing the win today.
And Kyle keeps his top 10 run going.
He does indeed. Look at that. Thanks to the accidents
Iceman's
around him.
retirement. Yeah.
We've got another one of those trademark pile-ups, by the way, in progress. But yes, top 10, Arnold, Jake, Riley, Kieran, Jamie, Red Matt, Khalifa, Paul, Pete, Kyle. Like I say, I put Pete forward for my best livery. You have put forward OKK.
Yeah.
And that...
They will join SD Mats and Vitinho in the chance to win a £10 PSN voucher. That poll will be up later on tonight.
Yes. So I reckon that'd be quite close between Pete and SD Mats, to be honest. They're both fantastic liveries, those two, but yeah, we'll let the public decide on that one. But the champagne sprayed by our winner, second place and third place. A happy podium, I think. I think Rai, he might be a little bit disappointed he's lost the win, but the fact that he's even... Yeah, he's given us a good show anyway. So I hope he's not too disappointed. It's given us some valuable points still. You know, you don't necessarily have to win the race to get through. Points can still build up. But you wouldn't, you know, looking at that result, you wouldn't have thought that was the top 3 on the start of the race, would you? But there you go. The 1, 2, 3 started 1, 2, 3, finished 1, 2, 3. And again, we'll just confirm the provisional order. Arnold, Jake, Riley, Kieran, Jamie, Red Matt, Khalifa, Paul, Pete, Kyle, SD Mats, Risky, Thomas, Cam, OKK, Jordan, Iceman, Camo Babo, Corey, and Dexter. And with that, we say goodbye to Monza for another year. Where are we next?
Zandvoort next week.
Ooh, beautiful. Zandvoort. Can't wait for that one. Get ready for loads of action. Get ready for accidents, I'd imagine, as well. Just a lot of drama. Join us then next week, same time, same place, 7 PM UK. You know the drill by now. Safe travels, everybody.